Anyway, what he said was, instead of paying $1,000 retainer, how would you like to do something for $30 a month? And I was like, yeah, okay, well, I know how much lawyers cost, and I thought it was some kind of gimmick, some kind of game, some kind of something that, well, then he's like, just look it over for me. He goes, just hear me out. He goes, look, everything your lawyers did for you, and he first talked to me about the personal level. And I was like, okay. He goes, this is what we do. He goes, and it costs you about $29.95 a month for the exact same thing that was costing me over $1,000 plus hourly plus down payment. And I looked at it, was the exact same thing. First thing I did was I got a lawyer, I called to Chicago to find out the law firm was all legit or whatnot. Sure enough, it was all legit. So then I decided to call around to a couple different lawyers just to make sure. Sure enough, all these lawyers, the cheapest lawyer I found at the time was $75 an hour, but he went up to $160 because he's in a partnership. That was the cheapest in a small town to where lawyers are not free. So then I was like, okay, they got my interest, so I pulled up everything they offered. Every time I called my lawyer, they charged me for calling me. They could give you a free consultation for the first 15 minutes, but every time I called them, it was still considered an hourly charge for any kind of information I wanted. My lawyer then handed it off to their paralegal. I was like, okay, I'm not even getting the lawyer for the price he is. They're just telling me I'm getting the lawyer, but I'm actually getting the paralegal, who, by the way, is one of the nicest people. All the paralegals are some of the greatest people in the world you can imagine. But they weren't even making what the lawyers make. So basically, it's the trickle-down effect. I give my lawyer $160 an hour. He makes the bulk of that. Then they pay out to their law firm. Their law firm then trickles down for that. That's not even counting court fees, because that's just what they make an hour. And then you think about it, you're not even in there more than 10 minutes, but they charge everybody by the hour. So I'm technically, I get an hour, but he can get about 10 people in an hour at $160. It made no sense to me. Why on earth I have to pay that? Legal Shield level the playing field. So, not only do I get all my unlimited amount of calls for free, I can call them. Then, one of my incidents happened on a Sunday night, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't even able to get a hold of a lawyer until 10 o'clock on Monday, and then they didn't call me till 10 o'clock, even though they get in their office at 8 o'clock. So, basically, now I've got a lawyer that I only pay for $30 a month, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including holidays. And what I did was I found out how it worked. And sure enough, it's all legit. It's all on the up and up. And what they did was they evened the playing field. They are giving small people like you and me the opportunity to have our lives back, because you never know if you're going to need it. So I decided to go in a little bit further. Sure enough, they offer all kinds of, not just for my personal, but then also with ID theft. The latest one that got broken into was Blockbuster, Home Depot, Bank of America's been busted into. You got all these different accounts getting hacked. So identity theft, and one of the things my buddy Rich told me is like, we can also protect you with that. Unlike things like LifeLock and all them, that all they do is monitor. They actually go out, you sign over a general power of attorney to them, and sure enough, they not only get your credit going, they fix it, and then they tell you how to secure it. And you've got somebody watching your credit, fixing your credit. If something happens, right away on top of it, and then they go investigate what happened, fix the problem, get those people in jail, give you back your life, and all while you're doing nothing at home, and they just give you updates. They basically, you're not required to do anything, but what you'll do is sign over a general power of attorney so they can go fix everything. Why do they do that? Because they're not trying to steal your credit, they're trying to fix your credit. And then they also gave me a free credit report anytime I want to see one. They are all these things to protect my credit and protect my ID